Hey fellow pilots, it's Angry Turtle, and today a little bit different video. That's an exploit ship. So not for everyone. I certainly will not be using that in my playthrough as I do not need, but it's cool, and for someone who do not want to do spy fights at all and want an easy way through, this is probably a very valid solution. I was informed about this discovery that was supposedly made by some Asian players. I'm not sure who, so I cannot tell you who discovered that, but generally the aiming system in this game is always aiming for the center of your spaceship. So as you can see here, this spaceship does not have a center. The center is empty, and I will show you this on the construction bay, how you put it all together. But first I will demonstrate you that in combat, and I have two versions to show you. One is with automatic turrets and one is with manual aiming. But what it does, it's basically unlimited resource, experience and credit farm if you do so. But would you do so? That's up to you. Do you just want to use it to make all fights easy? Up to you. Now let me show what it does. So we are jumping into busy populated system. Now all I do is get it into a spin mode, and as you can see, there is a lot of hostiles. I do not power engines because there is no need. You can dodge more shots if you power engines, but if you notice in here, most of the fire comes directly through the middle because there is nothing in the middle, so there is no collision. The missile cannot hit me, most of the laser weapons cannot. Only if they are at correct angle they have a chance to shoot at my ship. Automatic turrets are taking care of everything. I am not touching any controls. It will be happening like that for about 10 to 15 minutes, and after that I can come back as there will be a lot of loot packs everywhere. So you can see if there is 45-degree angle, they will hit me. They will hit my engines or some of my other structures. You can make it even smaller. The point is to make it maximally wide as it possible, connecting with a most narrow connection you can find, and then on one side add the tail as long as it is possible, so empty space in the middle will be the biggest that you can get. And as you can see, I'm just getting experience for doing absolutely nothing. I don't need to power engines, and they rarely hit me, so my shield even regenerated back to 100%. It does work on low level and high level enemies. It doesn't matter what level enemies are, and as you can notice, there's plenty of those boxes accumulating all around the place, and I don't need to do anything to get those boxes. I could stay still, but if you stay still they will hit you a little bit more often. If you want to get maximum dodge, but be careful, your world will be spinning, then you can go with engines up and spin with maximum speed. Doing barrels like that, you are the least likely to get hit by any weapons of the enemies, when your automatic turrets surprisingly can still hit. There are some problems about automatic turrets too, so I want to do a dedicated video about automatic turrets really soon, as I struggle with those. I was experimenting and testing those turrets for a long time to figure out what works with them and what doesn't, how to force them to actually fire. As you don't press a fire button, you cannot manually fire those automated turrets. They need to be willing to do them by itself. Now the other configuration, because turrets require a lot of perks, but you don't need so many perks to build that. It can be A class, and it will be even more efficient. That's a C class, so big engines. If you do it A class, it will be even better. And now that's the version with manual weapons, so the classic combat, and that's what you will be probably going for without investing perks. As you can see, incredibly efficient. You don't need to worry about target lock when missiles are going. The missiles are very unlikely to be able to hit. They can sometimes, but those are very unlikely. As you can see, missiles just flying through. There's not much chance that those missiles will hit me. I can chase those enemies, and I even have some particular weapon to just shoot systems if I would choose to, like targeting engines and so on. But it's definitely not essential. It just if you want to capture ships without doing damage to them. But we just want to shoot them down. So as you can see by my shields, I am barely getting any damage. I will let this level 32, look at that, I'm facing it straight. Just shooting directly through me. 0 damage. The missile are sometimes just orbiting your ship. Now that was one missile that hit me. Most of the missile accuracy just basically orbit my ship. I have orbiting missile launchers, I mean missile flying around. So that's all it's happening. So that's a classic fire, and I only recommend doing that if you don't like space combat and you want to have an easy way of farming experience and resources of something like that. As it is definitely not intended to build ship like that, but it's a single player game, so whatever you do, it's fine. That's my opinion about single player games. You can use whatever mechanic is available for your advantage if you choose to. That's up to you. It's a sandbox game. Now, let's dock it. So that's the exploit ship, how it's called. The exploit ship. The thing is, the maximum possible weight and length. The only purpose of this tail is to increase its length. Therefore, all those elements go off-center. They were being pushed forward. When it's placed like that, the center of the ship is here, and all the targeting systems in the game, when you target the ship and when enemy are targeting the ships, your targeting works the same. Aim at the center to increase the chance of hitting something, as at the center of the ship supposed to be the ship. And this exploit works in the way that at the center of the ship, there is no ship. So everyone is firing here, most likely dodging all those elements. You can optimize it even more if you use a smaller grav drive, the smaller engines, probably only one engine. You really don't need to move much, so you can go away with one smallest engine and one smallest reactor. Maybe not smallest, one small reactor. You still need to have some power for weapons. And one small shield, as you will not even be hit much, so that's how it works. Unlimited experience, unlimited credits, unlimited resources, and very limited fun, to be honest, if you use it to run through entire game. That was discovered recently, I heard about it, so I was like, yeah, I will try it. I did test it, and it actually works, so I'm sharing it in here. And that being said, I hope you will have luck building something that you want. I am not using this one in particular, that was only for a test. And by the way, if you want to farm and then you acquire a bounty, you can always go to jail. That only costs you 1 level up and 0 money lost. So you can always wipe out all the bounties by 1 day in jail with each faction. So if you acquire with 2 factions, that will be 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a jail, 2 level ups taken. But that's the price to pay, very little, because you will probably level up like 10 times in 1 hour spinning around in main systems, so yep. That's that. That's that. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the targeting system and freedom of creating your own ships. However goofy they are and however impossible those are. And now, that's everything for this video. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one or on the Twitch livestream. I will try to pin a link to my Twitch channel in the comment.